I brought my 110 back in thinking that today I was going to fit the computer and get this thing running. However, the computer sat in Canada Post Office in Sherbrooke just down the road, and it's Monday morning now, and it won't get delivered until tomorrow. I don't know what the hell to do. Anyway, so I thought it gives us an opportunity to have a look at some doors. I've been meaning to do this for a long time because if you remember in winter time I painted the roof and I put the back on just to keep the water out and the weather out. And I've got some genuine door seals. These are made in Poland, but they're those nice soft ones, so we want to fit those. But before we do that, we've got to make sure the door fits right. Now, as many of you know, and pay attention, the truck cab came from the UK, but the back part here is actually off a 110 van. I cut it down, moved the end panel forwards, but the problem with that is it's now like a chassis cab. It isn't like a regular pickup with a big box on the back. So there's not much really supporting this here. Now I don't know what Land Rover had originally for chassis cabs, but I think there's a brace or something missing because there's not much to stop it wibbly wobbling about. Now, when I put this back together, this is why I'm waving me stick, this stick is the exact measurement I used for the door gaps. See? Beautiful and parallel, no problem. The door should fit right, but it doesn't. See down here at the bottom, see there, it's been rubbing the paint off, so that means the door, that door is tipped like that, it wants to come up a bit. Now that's going to cause a few issues. I wonder if I can move this camera around a bit squarer so we can see this door. Yeah, I can't get back far enough, that's a problem. Right, let's have a look at this here. Let's move things about a bit. Right, so the gap here at the front is beautiful and parallel. You can feel it with your finger, it's no problem at all. The gap here on the window at the top is beautiful. The gap here is tighter at the top than here, but the gap at the bottom is tight. So that means this panel here needs to be pushed in just a wee bit this way to make that level. But there's more to it that meets the eye. Because the door is touching at the bottom, that means the bulkhead here must be tipped back. Because if this gap is parallel here, that means the door is like that. So, how are we going to correct that? Well, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to work something out. I've got a feeling that I might have to put a block, a spacer, plastic or something between here and here and move that forward. Just let me here, look at this here. I'll show you what I'm trying to say. Oh, wait a minute, let me find a bit of wood. I couldn't find a bit of wood, so I'm using my chopper. So, let me see if I can get this round here. And then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If I prise that off there, look what happens to the cab. You see? God, this is damn difficult. It took me all day to get the bloody car in. But you can see it moving, look. This isn't moving, but the cab does. Which is why I'm thinking about putting a block in here to keep it solid. You won't really have to do this with your trucks because the body's a bit more rigid. Another clue that's not quite right is the body line here. Not only is it touching on the floor, but you can see the body line here. You see this seam. This is the one you always work off, where the round bit goes vertical. This is dropped. All right. So that means the bulkhead has to go forward. So I think what I'm going to do is try to find a better place to put this camera for a start. Put a temporary block behind here, and then put the porta power and try and push that bulkhead forward just a hair with the door on, so I can shut the door and find out if the gap's right, because it might not just need a little tweak, it might not need much at all. I'm not sure if you can quite see this. I put a block of wood behind here and it just moved it just that little bit, and then I've got my porta power here, and I have a special block of wood that I can put to protect the bodywork, and I put that here from the top of the door, like not the top of the door, the top of the seat base in that corner, and spread the weight with a nice piece of padded wood, not wool, and just pushed it until it tweaked. And now it's perfect. Look at that. Look at the body line. You see? You see here? Look at the gap. Perfect. Look at that. All nice and even. So, even when your bodywork is all tightened up and things like that, just a little bit of a tweakette with a hydraulic press, and like by doing it diagonally, by doing it across the corners like that, I'm looking at the camera backwards, it's pushed the top of the bulkhead out maybe 1/8 of an inch, but I've retained the gaps, because you could actually sort of jiggle it around on the door hinges, but that's not the point, because we've already got the gaps nice. And you can probably, I don't know if you can see, the gaps here are all perfect now. That's what you want. So it looks like I'm going to have to put a little wooden block at the back here. No big deal, I just screw it from there, you know, and then screw it from the other side with a couple of self-tapping screws. It'll be discreet, it'll be nice, no big worries. I'm not worried about that. In fact, I think I have a block of plastic that would do even better. So like I say, that door now is going to shut fine. Let's fit the seal.